Hey, what's going on, people? So today is the 12th anniversary of the shooting of Trayvon Martin. Now, we were the same age, same date of birth, same birth year, same grade. Only difference was I wasn't expelled from high school. I didn't have any tattoos. I had dreadlocks, and I I walked around the school with headphones on when I walked to class. And I had a job. I had a little internship. I had a job, and I used my money to buy food. I didn't have no real responsibilities like I do now. I don't really have like responsibilities other than taking care of myself. That's not a responsibility. That's just what you do to stay alive. But let me tell you something, man, about this Trayvon Martin anniversary, the death. Because I've exposed everything. I watched the documentary. I don't read books on like 21st century killings. Like, if Michael Brown had I'm pretty sure he has a book. Like Michael Brown and George Floyd. I would not buy a book on them because it's just a little too like current. It has to be more like 20th century, 19th century ish for me. Like, I will read I forgot the boy's name, but he was the youngest person to be executed. He was 14. He was accused of killing, I think, two white women, two white girls. I forgot this boy's name, but if he has a book, I will buy it and read it, because they're saying how he was innocent, and then then one channel said that it was proof how he did it. But anyway, I I know the whole story. I have a video exposing everything. You know, black boy goes to the store, to get Skittles and iced tea. Butthurt neighborhood watchman sees suspicious teen and calls the police because he thinks that he's trying to break in people's houses because they had a lot of break-ins. And they tell him not to follow him, and he gets off the phone, and the boy is being followed by this guy. He's on the phone with somebody, and he doesn't know what to do. So that's why he, runs, and he hides in the bushes because he's being told everything on the phone by the girlfriend. Well, not the girlfriend. It was a friend. I don't think they were dating. Her name was Dee Dee. This is not Rachel. This is Dee Dee. Rachel was not on the phone with Trayvon when he was being followed. But he hid in the bushes. He jumped out, and he asked Zimmerman, "Hey, you got a problem, man?" And, Zimmerman was like, "No." He was like, "Well, you do now." And he punched him in the face. He jumped on him. He bashed his head against the sidewalk, was hitting him, punching him. Zimmerman pulled out his gun. Trayvon put his hands up, and he shot him, I believe, in the stomach or the chest. And when paramedics came, they tried to perform CPR. That was to no avail, and he died later that day. And his parents thought, he was like, something happened to him, obviously, because they filed a missing persons report, like he didn't come home that day. So they're not bad parents if they were at least concerned why he didn't come home. But these are my questions for like the dad and the mom. Why was your son, if he was expelled from school, right? Why was he allowed to leave the house? Why was he not grounded? Why was he allowed to just walk the streets, gay hours of the night, to get iced tea and Skittles? Like, if I was just thinking back when I was a kid, if I was, I never been expelled. Well, I have been expelled before, I have. But if when I was expelled, and I wasn't around to witness being expelled, like I was actually in the hospital when I was expelled. That's for another video. But if If I was expelled, I would not be allowed to do anything. I'll be grounded. Why was your son not grounded? Why was he allowed to just leave the house? 2, why didn't you introduce the neighbors to your son? I mean, that's what you do when, you live amongst people. You should introduce, like everybody to your son, because he doesn't really live there. His mom didn't want to deal with him no more. That's why they, just dropped him off to you. Like, he's your problem now. Take it. Why didn't you introduce your son to, Zimmerman? And most importantly, why didn't you tell your son that there were break-ins and and people that are breaking in these homes, they look like you and they're wearing hoodies? Because that really would have saved his life. Because I'm gonna say this again. Well, what would have saved his life is if he didn't attack Zimmerman. Because when you're being beaten on the ground and you have a gun, yeah, you're going to use that gun. Because my notion initially was, it was like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I saw the first reenactment of this situation, this dilemma, of this murder take place, where they portrayed like some white guy with like a swastika on his forehead, and he had a Confederate flag as a tank top. He just saw this black kid with Skittles and iced tea walking home, and as he was walking, he just said, "Hey boy, what you doing in my neighborhood?" And he was like, "Nothing, sir. I was just trying to get home and do my homework." And then he just beat the little boy's ass and shot him in the head. As he was like, because it was just like this video where they portrayed it. I can't find it. I may put it if I could find it, I'll put it in the description. But they portrayed it like it was raining outside, of course, and Zimmerman just shot him in the head. He was screaming for his life, like, "Help! Somebody help! Somebody help!" But that was Zimmerman screaming on the 911 tape. That was Zimmerman screaming. Zimmerman was in fear of his life. But I support the verdict now. I didn't support it at 17 and 18, because I was a mixture of like an Uncle Tom and a pro-black back in the day. Like, I was really critical of Rachel Jontel. I just said to my dad was like a liberal. He was a real liberal when I was younger. And I just said, isn't it embarrassing that she can't read or write if she's 19 years old? And he was saying how, oh, that's not her fault. She doesn't speak English. She's Haitian. I'm like, there are people who come here from different countries and they kick our ass in school. And they go to black high schools and they don't speak English, but they learn it. They learn math, reading, science, and they're like some of the smartest kids. They're like the valedictorians. But yeah, I support the verdict now. It's just that Zimmerman's character is questionable with all his legal like troubles, like with the punching the girlfriend and the dad, and he almost got shot at by this white dude. I'm gonna say this again. He almost got shot at by this white dude. I'm gonna say this one more time. He was almost shot at by this white dude who took the initiative to. Well, he wasn't doing it for Trayvon, because these guys had like a beef going on for a while. But he shot at Zimmerman and he missed by inches. Like, the glass shattered in his face. And now he's in jail doing 20 years. And there's no parole in Florida, so he has to finish out that whole sentence. But I never thought Zimmerman would live this long, man. I never thought he would live this long. Because there's this saying that when you do something, because here's the thing, if y'all didn't know this, Trayvon Martin's dad was a Mason, and the Masons are, well, he was it's a distinction between black Masons and white Masons. Like black Masons are like similar to like the black church. They're just social clubs to me. But the black Masons, they have this honor code that if you do something to one Mason, if you mess with one Mason, you mess with all Masons. So if you shoot a Mason's child, I'm assuming that's death right there. Like you're not going to live very long. Well, Zimmerman is still walking around free as a bird, healthy. He probably doesn't give a damn. I think the last time I saw him, he was signing autographs for his paintings, and he's supposed to be boxing DMX. But I asked my maintenance, it was a guy who used to work at my apartment building. I was like, you were a Mason before, right? And he was like, yeah. Well, isn't it true if you mess with one Mason, you mess with all? And he was like, yeah. Well, how come George Zimmerman's still alive? Because he killed the Mason's son. Doesn't that mean death? And he was saying how you need to take up with that with the Masons in Florida. But yeah. Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin.